All right, guys, I wanted to do an interview with Tony here. Tony's one of the first guys that I ever talked about the yearly cycle with, and one of the first guys that ever showed this blueprint for Abundant Life, the picture to. He's actually been building it kind of right along with me. We did a lot of Bible studies together, just going over this concept. I want to kind of let him give you his take on it and kind of what he's gotten out of it, what he's learned from the process so far. So if you want to kind of fill him in, I guess, on the yearly cycle, what you've learned from it, what it's done for you, and those types of things.
The yearly cycle has really broken my normal routine. It has opened me up to experience new things first and foremost. I was raised Pentecostal, but one morning I read at work Rosh Hashanah, and I was like, what is this? And I was a little curious about it, and I've done some research on it, and I was like, well, why not? And went ahead and brought some apples and honey and partook in that. And then from there, I remember that I actually went a whole year one time without cutting my hair, just letting it go, really dealing with being the internal things and not really caring about the outside. Also with Rosh Hashanah, I felt a deeper connection. Since I started doing the yearly cycles, I've really grown leaps and bounds in all areas of my life, and also I've almost moved away without moving. You know, with like relationships, and especially in a small town where you get so used to seeing people, it's almost like I've been hidden from my past, and all while making new connections and doing new things. So like, really, with off of that. Like you said, like my foundation, really the yearly cycles is really my foundation. Of standing on the Word, on the rock. That's my rock. Of just being more in tune and in line with God, and then from there it's just like having that discipline of doing the things that's designing the rooms the way that I envision them. You know.
Now I know. For me, the yearly cycle is kind of every year. It just seems like stuff snowballs and it builds momentum and things get better every year. I know it's been kind of a similar experience for you. Would you mind just kind of sharing what that's been like, just to every year keep building some momentum?
Yeah. When I started Rosh Hashanah, I was coming off of a point where I was like the lowest of my lows in life. So like when I started it just was like the confidence builder, and then now to what I believe it's like 4 years now that I've been, 3 maybe 4 years that I've been on it. But now my relationships, my thought process, my happiness, all of that is unique, and it's not like attached to certain things and anything like that. And it seems like now. The ideas, and I'm acting on them, so it gets more exciting because I see things that are being built, and it's like, wow, it's like almost now that I have hope. You know, like my days, I know what my day is pretty much going. It's already laid out for me because planning and visualizing and time, you know, because like I now have a greater sense of time, because beforehand I just was running around doing what everybody else was doing, or what I thought was cool or wasn't, whatever. It just was, I was very disobedient, no structure, you know. And since I got in line with the feast, so
keeps you coordinated, right?
Yes,
keeps you coordinated with God is the biggest thing.
Right.
So let's talk about. I guess I'm gonna ask you this blueprint for Abundant Life. You've seen the picture probably more than anybody. What do people need to know about this blueprint? How can this blueprint actually help them in life, like actually have a better life?
To actually have a better life. I mean, I look at the blueprint sort of like a house. I look at it. It's a house with its rooms, right? And you don't build a house you just don't put the house. So you got to have the foundation first and foremost. And everybody needs to have something that they stand on, that they believe in as 100% truth, right? And then inside the room, you know, it's like what areas to focus at more, you know, because wherever you focus at, that's what tends to grow. And I'm sure everybody may ask, like, what am I here to do? So, like, the purpose, you know, so like when I wake up and I go to work, I have a greater sense of purpose because I cook, but I go to serve. I go in there with a servant's heart, like, yo, this is what I'm called to do today. So I go in there to serve, and then part of my body and part of the room is health, and I can't do the things that I'm called to do if my health is bad. So like health should be key for everybody because it makes you more conscious of the things that you're eating. Because actually, when the health is good, like your thought process is more clear, your energy levels is up. It's just it's a you're the health dude, but you know the importance of the health.
Yeah.
But also like with this whole blueprint thing, like you're able to envision, and you're able to use the mind and actually see like what do you want, you know. And for me, like I like the situation I was in with my kids. Like my kids was in California, and I was like, man, I need to be better, you know. Like I need to be better, you know, first and foremost. So I took ownership of that, and then I started to envision like what do I want from my family. You know, now I'm coming from I'm a person that I never met my biological father. So like before I got on the Rosh Hashanah, I really hadn't dealt with those certain internal issues and things. So like once I was able to get in line with God and understand that forgiveness process, then I was able to say, this is the things that I envision. So as me saying with my family, I was envisioning like, yo, if my biological father, if he would at least call me, then I would be cool, right? So I started to do those things every day, right? So now I had a little sense, like, yo, I know what it feels like, sort of, you know. So like I started to reach out, and now I can't. I really can't tell the difference where my kids lives in Virginia, Northern Virginia, and here. Now that they're back in Virginia, we're more closer now than ever, and that's because I actually got a vision about what I want for my family. And then two, you know, also with like the blueprint from the financial statement, right? The finances, I was just like, I had a mentality of sort of like it's not enough almost. But one thing that like with the tabernacles and celebrating the feast and the yearly cycle, it got me in line and connected with God. And like once you realize that you're connected to God, you understand that you're connected to the abundant source. So like everything that God has, you have. We just got to tap into it and walk into it, which is hard, right?
Yeah.
Which is, but now like because I have a vision about where I want my finances to be, and I know where my foundation is stood upon, I'm able to walk in that.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like I always thought that like I had to hit the lottery or something before I was able to buy my mother a car. Well, you know, earlier this year I took a leap. And it was like, yo, I have a financial envision about my finances and different habits of budgeting. So I was able to step out and purchase a car for my mother, right? And 4 years ago, without this blueprint, there's no way. I would still probably be thinking like, there's not enough. I want somebody to. So those aspects of just the visualizing and like the family.
Yeah, I know the vision's been big for you. I know for me too, seems like every year, not only are things getting better, but I'm growing, like maturing in my character and a lot of other things, you know, less procrastination, you know, more perseverance, all these types of things are growing, it seems like year by year as I just kind of go through this. I know it's been the same for you. So it has.
And you know, and it goes back to the foundation. You know, it seems like, all right, the snowball effect and it's building up. It seems like sometimes it's coming quicker and quicker, but it looks what's that scripture? It says it almost feels like an affliction almost, but it's for the betterment.
The light afflictions seem but a moment or something like that.
Right. It is all for the betterment.
Yeah.
And you know, it's just like I'm thankful now, and it's like I have a sense of like being connected, and that feels amazing. Like knowing that all things work together for the good, and like really having that trust that that 100% foundation of trust, and you know, it's those. It's the trust and the faith building, and the, like you said, the character building things of not procrastinating, because it goes back to the house. You know, I envision the greatest version of myself. So like it's almost like every day you're walking in newness, and
you're putting on the new man, right?
Yeah, every new man, every day.
Yep. So is there any last things people should know about the blueprint this helps you, or the yearly cycle, anything that's helped you?
Don't be afraid to try it.
Yeah.
You know, I think it was Paul that said, test it and see. And all you got to do is try it. You know, I tried it and stick to it.
Yep. Well, and part of what we're offering is they can do a 30-day, I don't even know if you know this, they can do a 30-day free trial.
Oh.
They get the book mailed to them for free. They get the 7 Days with Jesus online course for free. They get the health course for free for 30 days. And I tell them, you try it out.
Yeah. Well,
test it out.
Well, if it's free, then there's nothing to lose. And then from there, like, once they try it, all right, once you try it, all you got to do is to stick to it. Be diligent at it. And small steps.
It's just being consistent.
Yeah, like the slight edge. And one of the rooms is time. And you'll start to get the principles about your time. And what
you'll learn how to, God can expand your time, right? We both, we both learned this principle. You can get more done in a day than most people think is possible, because God can expand your time.
Right.
Yep.
Discipline.
Yep. Well, Tony, I appreciate it. I hope this has been helpful for you guys watching. And, Tony and I have been working at this for, 4 or 5 years?
Wow.
Something like that now. Of working this blueprint, working this yearly cycle, and just keep chunking ahead every year on a consistent basis. Hopefully another, even, I know we did it once, where we're going to be 5 years from now, Bible study. One time. That was a fun thing, kind of envisioning where we're going to be. And I think we'll probably end up where we envisioned. We keep going like we are. So hope you guys enjoyed this, and we will see you next time.